that he turn it around.
Sure.
But only 50%.
Katie, where do you get these stats? This is why we have Kate Peck on the program, because she brings these stats that nobody else really can bring to the table. That's good stuff. Injured reserves are 4 and 5. The Rocks. Mark Doucet also 4 and 5. Now Mark had a trade with the Maverick and Iceman. Chris Pickens' team. He's 4 and 6, and then Wang and Tang bring up the rear at 2 and 8. Now.
Wang and Tang.
Yeah. Well, the Rocks made a trade, and they got Brett Favre. They also got Ryan Grant. You're aware of Brett Favre, right?
Is he that black guy?
That's so good. This is a double shot iced mocha. I got it from Roosters over at the Rungies parking lot.
Question, are they paying you for sponsorship?
Oh, so good.
I mean, is that what you're giving them?
So good. Now, we thought that he had the better end of the trade. He traded away Thomas Jones. Thomas Jones had a great game for Maverick and Iceman. Maverick and Iceman, Chris Pickens, back over 100 points. Look at this stat.
This is going right over my head.
Katie, let me tell you this stat. Chris Pickens, new to the league, has scored 881 points.
Good job.
His record, 4 wins, 6 losses. Okay?
Good job.
How about A-Dogs? Has scored 871 points. 10 points
Good
less,
job.
7 wins, 2 losses.
I won 881.
Chris has had bad matchups.
Question. My turn. If I may teach me for a second.
Sure, I'll teach you, baby. Yeah.
If Dane and I both have, or man horse, 8 and 2, 8 and 2.
Sure.
So I made 881. Why is he on top? Why is he at the top of the bracket?
Maybe we can have Dane phone in that answer, why he's on top.
Why is he on top of the bracket board? If I've made more points.
The reason why he's on top of you, fill in your own joke.
Well,
the reason why he's on top of you is because he beat you head to head. When you guys played, he won. That's why.
But that doesn't make sense because I've made more points than him.
Now, that's true. Now, there's been a lot of trades going down so far on the poll.
I'm gonna beat you, Dane.
On the poll so far, when we voted, like 80% of the people out there thought Mark Doucet got the best trade. But like I was saying, at least for the first week, Maverick and Iceman, they scored more points. Chris Pickens' team at 4 and 6, I think, is a dangerous team. What do you think?
Dangerous.
Now, let's talk about this week's matchups coming up. We're going to get to the bench magnet first on this. Eric Moshan, who's in 3rd place, 6 and 3, plays the JH Express at 7 and 3, and the A-Dogs 7 and 2. He plays the 2 teams in front of him. 2 wins, and he's back in 1st place. Your predictions on this, Kate?
Sure, if you can pull it around.
Can he do it, though?
I have faith in you.
Yeah. He says he's already stated on the message board that he's got 2 more wins, and he's going to be back in 1st. The message board has said this. Now, let's get to something else that's going on. The Norm Buds are playing the Master this week, who's 1 and 9, and Injured Reserves, who are 4 and 5. But the bigger story with the Norm Buds is Tony Romo is out for 4 weeks.
Isn't that Norm Buds?
Guess what part of his body's hurt? Guess what part of his body's out for 4 weeks? Something on him is hurt, Katie. What is it, do you think? Pretend like I'm Romo. Point to the part of me that's hurt.
Your nose?
His pinky. He's got a broken pinky. I'm at 46 weeks.
As I recall last year, isn't he the gay dude or something? Tony Romo the homo? What was all that about? Norm Bud, weren't you like...
This is Norman something
He's
right
not
here.
gay?
This is Norman something.
No, it's not. At least he can afford other things.
Hookers? Oh, I mean...
I like his wife, and I think that's an
There's nothing to do with his wife!
His wife, and I'm in defense of Norman there.
Anyways, Norm's got some problems going on.
And they have beautiful children that he's made with that little pinky.
Sure. Beautiful kids. Lovely.
Beautiful
I wish
children.
I wish we had them. I wish we had kids. Uncomfortable silence. What's Norm gonna do that Romo's out? He's got Mary and Barbara, but is this it for Norman? That's 4 weeks of no Romo.
No, Norman's still in there.
I think Norm's in a lot of trouble. His backup is Brad Johnson. No, he doesn't have Brad Johnson. He's got Gus Farrat.
I think Norm Bud's
Now, Katie, let me ask you this. Could you put your faith in a guy named Gus? I'm going with Gus. Hey, I'm going to win some with Gus. Me and Gus are going to get her done.
Although I have to say, Norman...
Gus, trucking along with Gus.
Oh, Bitch Magnet says, after this week, I'm guaranteed 1st place.
Didn't I already tell you he posted that on the message board? Rewind the tape 3 minutes ago.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to you.
Now let's talk a little bit about the message board chatter, and then we'll get back to a few more games this week, and then we'll wrap it up. It's funny to me. I'm not going to get into any specifics messages, but it's funny to me that like A-Dogs have talked a lot. We've heard a lot about from the Man Whores, the Bitch Magnet, Norm Buds,
Mavericks.
Yeah, a few from Maverick and Iceman every now and then. But what do all these teams have in common? Oh, they're
funny.
Well, yeah, that. But I've heard a lot from you on there.
Not really.
All these teams are near the top. They're close to the top.
It's
of the
because
division.
they're feeling confident, and that's the only way they can.
Meanwhile, we don't
actually-
hear now. Smear the Queers has been blasted. Aaron Lennon makes fun of the Master and Smear the Queers. He combines them, and calls them the Master Queer, and he compares his score against both of their scores. He's done that a couple times. And he come back from James or Ed? No.
It's because
They're-
it's like your cell phone during the games, honey.
Yeah.
I can always tell who's doing well by your cell phone calls. When you're losing, you don't call. We like to talk.
What happened to Jason Motion? I haven't heard from Jason Motion in weeks on the message board.
It's because he's losing.
The Spades, we haven't heard much from the Spades. They're getting better. They're getting better, but we haven't heard much from Robbie Hunt. Kind of flying under the radar a little bit. I expect to see some posts from Jen Mobes here coming up.
Her name's not Mobes.
Oh, Peters. Jen Peters.
And even then, it's not Mobes.
I think it is Mobes. I think we established that at the wedding. It was Mobes. Isn't it? Mobes? I don't know. Mobs?
Jen, honey, I'll beat him later.
I know. Mobs doesn't sound right at all. All right, a couple more key matchups this week. You've got the Spades. You're 8-2. The Spades are 6-4.
Where's this?
Robbie Hunt is actually kind of on your tail there a little bit. Any prediction? Any worries about Robbie Hunt and the Spades?
It's gonna be a fun game.
You've also got the injured reserves. You got Mikey. One other game that I kind of like to highlight, and it really standing-wise, it doesn't really matter a whole lot, but the Brew Crew at 5-5 play Wang and Tang 2-8. These are kind of old rivals. Robbie Rivera, defending champions, kind of been sitting at the bottom of the division. It's been a rough year for young Robbie already. He kept Hasselback. I mean, he's been horrible. Horrible. 2-8. He picks his division, he's at the very bottom. This is not a championship Rivera. This is embarrassing to call it the championship Rivera division. Oh, come on! Come on!
I think he's had a good year.
He's 2-8!
Okay, maybe not according to fantasy football, but he's had a good year.
In what regards?
He has a really nice girlfriend.
Yeah, he spent jail time
Yeah.
again. Oops.
Oops, I didn't bring you cookies, sorry!
Yeah. Anyways, Robbie all time is 4-1 against the Beast. The Beast usually talks a lot of smack. And you know what's also funny? You haven't heard much from the Beast on the message board. Look at that. 5-5. Oh, we don't hear from the Beast.
Well, so you were a really big talker at the beginning.
Yeah, well, because he had a couple wins. Now he's got some losses, and all of a sudden, big talker, no talker. No talker.
He's just mad because he's offered me so many different proposals and I've turned them down.
I know how he feels. I know how he feels.
You haven't offered me anything. You've never proposed once.
Oh, there's been all sorts of proposals.